I'm a wife, a mom, a teacher. Teaching is only one of the things I do, so that's why I call this teacher thing. So I'm glad you're joining me today. If you can hear noise, I've got the dishwasher going. If you hear a motor or kids, it's because my kids are right in front of me outside playing on a go-kart kind of thing they got for Christmas. And I also have my corgi dog who might bark. So sorry for that. This is real life, y'all. This is the moment when I can film. So today I wanted to kind of tell you about how I teach at a year-round school and what that looks like. So when we moved from Colorado to North Carolina, we were introduced to the topic of year-round schools. And we had never had any experience with a year-round school, and it's very prevalent in the area where we live. In our county, it's a very large school district for the whole county. There are year-round calendared schools at the elementary and middle school level. There are also some traditional calendar schools. And then the high schools are all traditional calendar schools. So this is really different from what we're used to. So I thought I would just explain a little bit of this. Maybe you're gonna move to an area where there's year-round school. I don't know if they'll do it the same way that we do it here, but I know that when I moved, it was stressful and I had a lot of questions. So let me try my best to explain. So in our district, if you're going to a year-round school, there are 4 different calendars you could be placed on. And the 4 calendars are called tracks. So track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. And when you're enrolling your child in school, you can look at the various calendars and see how the breaks fall and make a request about which calendar you would like your child to be placed in. I know you don't always get your first choice for which track you would like, but I think the schools do their best to accommodate the family's wishes while staying within the guidelines for school enrollment and class size. So once you find out your track, you have to look at that calendar and see when your child will track in, and that means come to school, and when they will track out, which is when they will have time off from school. So typically it's something like 9 weeks on, 3 weeks off, 9 weeks on, 3 weeks off, 9 weeks on, 3 weeks off. And our grading periods are split into 4 quarters. So you have 4 track out periods. And you still get some of the traditional holidays. So in addition to your track out time, you still get Thanksgiving days off, days around Christmas and New Year's. The week of July 4th, I think, is when the whole district kind of shuts down for a summer holiday. And also Memorial Day and maybe Veterans Day. So you get all of those national holidays in addition to your track out time. But we don't get a spring break because everyone has a track out sometime in the spring. So you've got those 3 weeks off in the spring, and so that's kind of when your spring break time is. So personally for me, I am teaching on track 4, and because I'm employed by the school district, I was also able to request that my 2 children also be placed on track 4. So my 3rd grader actually goes to the school where I teach, and he's on track 4, and then my 7th grade son is in middle school at a different school, and he's on track 4. Now when my middle schooler goes to high school, he will actually be on a traditional calendar schedule because, as I mentioned, all the high schools are traditional. So yes, at that point we will have my older son on a traditional schedule and my younger son and I still doing year-round. And we'll just have to figure that out when it comes to that point. Lots of families are doing that, where some kids are on one schedule, some are on another. And in this area where we live, that's just a common thing that you have to learn to deal with, and people make it work. I know for working parents, a lot of the YMCAs and other types of childcare facilities have something called track out camps. So that when your child tracks out for 3 weeks and you still have to go to work, your child has somewhere to go. Of course, these cost money. If you're lucky, you have relatives in the area who can maybe stay with your child for that 3 weeks. I know most people don't have that luxury. Or the best thing is if you're like me and you're a teacher and you have off at the same time your kids have off, then it really works out well. Sorry, my camera started to slide down and it was distorting my face, so I thought I would retape this last part. So what I was saying is that for me, I have really so far enjoyed being on this year-round schedule where you check in and check out. I am very prone to getting burned out, and I really need breaks to rejuvenate and to kind of gear up for the next part of the year. And I've always, really looked forward to my Christmas breaks and my spring breaks. And so it really works well for my mental health and my attitude toward work to go to work for 9 weeks and then have 3 weeks off, and then go to work for 9 weeks and then have weeks off. So far that has been really awesome for me. I know with traditional calendars, when you have the 3-ish months off in the summer, there's always concern about students regressing and losing some of what they've learned. And so with year-round, they will have only 3 to 5 weeks off, not 3 months off between times that they go to school. And then when they come back, the teacher may spend a few days to a week going back over her classroom procedures and classroom management and going back over the rules and helping the kids kind of get back in the swing of things, and a few days reviewing whatever concepts they were working on before they checked out. There's my dog, Chili. But then they just, we just hop right back in and keep going. So it's not a big deal. One other thing that I didn't realize until I started working for a year-round school is that one of the reasons that our district chooses to do this is it actually saves the district money. Because in our schools, we actually do not have enough physical classrooms to house all of the classes of kids that we have. But what happens is that when a class tracks out, so when all of the track 1 teachers leave, they actually pack up all of their classrooms, and the children pack up their stuff too, and it gets moved into a closet, and another class that is tracking in comes in. And somehow they do this where actually all the teachers rotate through the classrooms at different times, and they work it out, bless the person who figures this out, so that everyone has the classroom that they need. So yeah, it actually saves our district money because we don't have to build another school or add on more buildings to accommodate all the kids. We're able to get all the classes in just by sharing the classrooms. I know it's a little bit of a nightmare for the teachers who have to pack up and move, but they have accommodated by making some changes in how they do things. They are not doing elaborate decorations and spending hours and hours making their classrooms beautiful and perfect. This is not the time for a Pinterest level classroom. They're keeping things simple and clean, and where they can manage tracking in and tracking out several times a year. And what they do is they kind of work with their grade level team to have similar desk configurations and chair configurations, and all of the classrooms have the same number of bookshelves and the same numbers of desks and a teacher desk and how many file cabinets and all that kind of stuff. I'm so sorry about the dog barking. Just to keep it simple. And I really think that's a good thing, because when I started teaching in 2003, you really weren't expected to have such an extended level of beautiful classroom, and it was so much simpler and so much easier. So I am all for keeping things simple, and that's what these teachers have to do, so they can switch classrooms throughout the year. I'm super lucky that my preschool is a specialized preschool room, and I'm the only preschool in my building, so I do not have to pack up and move when I track out. Thank you, Jesus, because it would be such a pain. Preschool has like so many bookshelves, toy shelves, material shelves, cabinets, materials everywhere. It's just so much stuff. Block area, kitchen area, art area, writing area, table toys, so much stuff. So I'm really thankful that I do not have to pack up and track out ever. We did have to pack up this holiday for our carpets to get cleaned, so I'm gonna have to go back early and get my furniture and all my stuff back out, but that's all right. We needed clean carpets, that's a good thing. So anyway, I really hope this has answered some questions you may have had about what is year-round school, how does that even work? I'm still learning, I'm only halfway through my first year, so I'm sure I'll figure out other things as we finish out this school year. But yeah, if you have any questions about year-round school, please leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. And like and subscribe, and please come back and join us again on this teacher thing. Bye-bye.